St. Louis.
Yeah, the message this week was obviously we want to keep the rhythm that we've had over the last 4 games, which is this is or 3 games. This is 4 games unbeaten, and I think we've progressively played better and better and better each game. There's still a lot to work on. I mean, obviously, as everybody saw in that game, but I think the biggest takeaway from that is it's our first clean sheet, and we talked a lot this week about we need to score multiple goals, but we need that first clean sheet. We need to mark that off of our goals that we have for the season. And we set these goals that are all statistics that lead to teams that are successful. And one of the big goals defensively is clean sheets. And it's great to do that at home. I think it's a testament to the way we've grown too, because we've been in this position twice this year and lost each game where we're up 1-0 or we're up 2-1, leading into halftime, come out, and then we concede late goals. It's a testament to the guys that they didn't allow that to happen. And we actually probably legitimately should have scored at least one more.
We'll open up to questions. Feel free.
Hi, Kenny.
Hey.
Hi, Kenny. So the team has seen a recent boost, right? As you mentioned, the guys have been in good form. And we see the guys camaraderie, right? Do you think that the team's chemistry was something that at the start might have affected some of the results?
Yeah, this project has some amazing attributes to it. One of those things is, with our goal being to produce players to help Ben and the first team staff win games, there's a lot of younger players that aren't getting minutes with him that play, and then there's a lot of our guys that are in training with him. And so sometimes what happens is during the week, you're not actually training the team that's going to start except for one day. It takes a little bit of time. The last 2 years, we had a lot of guys that we had either worked with in the past or had been here. And I think that was a bit easier to gel as a group. But now you can start to feel it. It takes that first result. It takes that next result. It takes all of these different things to build on it. But 100% you're spot on. The belief in the group is what's really important right now. And even in the moments where we didn't have the ball, Ifu comes off. We're playing with 10 men. The group didn't look phased. They stuck together. Look at Josue. Josue is just got here. He's the only Portuguese speaker on the field. And as soon as he comes in, he's got a relationship through training with the guys, and you can see him organized and you can see him trying to communicate. That's really important to us because that's more culture than anything else.
First of all, congratulations on the win on the sheet. I want to ask you about Kieran Sargent today. It seemed like he was pushing up farther up, and he was also very good defensively.
Yeah.
And he also had a great cross in the first half.
Yeah.
Really seemed like that. So, can you tell me a little bit about his
So what we've seen with Kieran over the last couple games that he's played is we haven't gotten him in positions to really accentuate his qualities, right? And we'd asked him to be a bit braver today. I think there's times in the Salt Lake game where we built from Femi to Diego to Silla, and Kieran hadn't really, he'd been a little safe. And that's good because defensively, that's his job. But I think what we asked him to do is take a chance every now and then. And he took those chances. But it's also, we've got to get his fitness up. You could see at the end, that's the hardest job on the field. I mean, he's continually making these runs. So I think the quality that he showed today is what we should expect from him. And it's just him getting into a rhythm of how the team's going to play so that he can put himself in that position.
Thank you.
Great one, Coach. Just wanted to ask you about Josue and making his debut so soon. How do you think of it? And do you see him getting maybe more minutes on Sunday?
Yeah, I mean, you guys saw the kid can play, right? And we don't use these international spots for role players. We're really picky about how we use it. And look at what at this point in the season, we're 8 games in. We're just getting Josue in. Jordy is out with an injury, but he'll be back pretty soon. Obviously, Exxon was in from the beginning, and we had a new player show up today that hasn't been announced that was here at the game. He flew in this morning from Colombia. So, you're integrating those. I think what's amazing about the group tonight is you've got those players, but then you've got a guy like David Nguema, who's an academy kid who just went and played in the MLS Flex tournament with the 17s. You've got Isaac, who is playing center back, and they're playing 90 minutes. We've got JJ, who's earned an opportunity to come on at the end. And that's big trust. You're bringing Diego off because, you know, Diego's put in a good shift and you're putting the kid in, it's making his debut. But look at Maddox. Like, he scores the second goal. He should have scored the third. That was a kid at the beginning of the year that's playing with the U20s, which plays in the UPSL here in town. I remember him as a 17-year-old coming through, and there was potential there. We gave him an opportunity to come into training, and he grabbed it. And he's progressively, every time he's played, gotten better and better and better. And you could just see the joy in everybody's face. I mean, the team explodes when that happens because they see the shift that he puts in. So these guys that we're bringing in, it's really important. They're important pieces, but I don't want it to overshadow the fact that we've got in-house Houston Dynamo Academy kids that are earning opportunities to play.
Thank you very much.
Awesome. Thank you. All right. Thank you, guys.